How you doing, everyone? This is Chris Porton here. Just gonna try and get a better angle based on where this looks like it might be a little bit better. Yeah, this is much better. Sorry about that. Where the light was. It is Thursday night. Just wanted to do a Facebook Live here in the group based on as I had spoken about in the group about what to look for in nutritional products and what the importance of vitamin supplementations to give our body the nutrients it needs that I can't get from food alone. Just gonna wait a couple of seconds, see if anyone hops on. For race, as I said, this is Chris Porton, one of the admins here in the Holistic Health and Wellness group. It's great to be connected with so many amazing people looking to support their overall health and well-being from a natural perspective and giving our bodies what it needs, certainly from a nutritional perspective, from an overall health perspective, keeping our body active, spending time in the sun, nature, and so forth. Really simple, natural things can make a big difference in our overall health and well-being. I'm going to continue on here. As I mentioned with Chris Porton, I've had over 17 years experience in the nutrition and wellness fields. I started my first wellness and nutrition business in January 2005. And it's been an amazing journey. And in 2019, I became certified as a holistic health coach through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which is an amazing health coaching program that really does encompasses a lot of the program encompasses the importance of primary foods, such as healthy relationships, healthy career, physical activities, social life, healthy cooking, and so far as spend time in nature, spirituality, connection to a greater power, not necessarily a specific religion or dogma, but really connection to a greater power. It's really important. It's one of the best parts about the program. So as I mentioned, throughout my life, I've always been really passionate about making a positive difference in people's lives. And as I mentioned, in 2005, I started my first wellness business and really enjoyed learning about the importance of keeping our body healthy and what simple things can do from a food perspective, in addition to from a supplementation perspective. A lot of times you'll hear either in the news or even in groups like this that supplements aren't necessary. And there's a couple of different answers to that. Ultimately leads down to the same place though. What do you mean by necessary? We can all certainly live our lives and we can all live and we can be okay. But in today's world, due to nutrient depletion in the soil, increased toxins in the environment, increased stressors, a lot of just different world now than we're living in 30, 40, 50 years ago, incorporating nutritional products can be very beneficial. And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of studies to back that up, including Dr. Bruce Ames from the University of California, Berkeley. There's research institutes, for example, at Oregon State University. There's a lot of nutritional research with supplement companies, University of North Carolina, Pembroke, and other really big research institutions around the world. Even the Chinese, I believe, Beijing University of Chinese Traditional Medicine also recently started to do research when it comes to the importance of nutritional products and increasing the body's chi and so forth. So like I mentioned, and Brittany Prince and I had mentioned in a couple videos over the past couple weeks or so, nutrient depletion in the soil is real. There's a lot less selenium and calcium and magnesium and boron and other important trace minerals in the soils now, a lot less now than there was 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago or so ago. For example, it might take 7 or 8 oranges to take today to make one orange from when, say, my mother was a kid or my grandmother was a kid herself, because of the nutrient depletion in the soil. So it's not, you can certainly live, you can certainly get by, but we're in a group that we want to live, we want to be passionate, we want to have an exciting life. We want to have a vibrant life. We want to give our bodies the nutrients it needs to help protect against oxidative damage, against free radical damage that might happen. And again, those are little technical terms. You don't have to know them. We're not going to test you on it. But they do explain the importance of incorporating nutritional products into your daily wellness regimen. And what do you mean by nutritional products? That's a good question. And I'm going to cover that as well. Well, I can imagine. I started my first business 2005, and that's what I've learned about the importance of the difference between a high quality product and really a basic product. I've heard the analogy: would you take a minimum wage approach to life, or would you want an to really optimize your health for optimal well-being? A lot of times, the when you go to the food store, even health food stores, it can be overwhelming when you see, oh, this one is certified this and certified that, and this one has 400 milligrams of vitamin C, and this one has 100. But from a perspective of RDAs, you might see it has 50% of the RDA amount of vitamin C. Okay, what does that mean? Well, the RDA's recommended daily allowance was actually created back in the 40s when people were dying of scurvy, rickets, malaria, beriberi, which is, I believe is a lack of vitamin B, and other more nutrient deficiency diseases. Today, because of the world we're in, people are experiencing, unfortunately, degenerative diseases, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, things like that, that really can cause stress in the body, especially from a toxic overload. Our bodies and cells just have to go through so much more now than they did 40, 50, 60 years or so ago, even 80 years ago, when the RDAs were introduced. So you'll see that. You'll see, oh yeah, it has the recommended daily allowance of vitamin C or vitamin A. But again, do you really want to have the base level? Very, 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 very minimal baseline, or would you want to go for an optimal? Optimal based on what scientific research and studies show to support cellular nutrition, what our bodies and cells need to stay healthy. There's one of some interesting research that was done actually by a really interesting microbiologist and expert when it comes to cellular nutrition, Dr. Myron Wentz. In the 70s, he actually created the test kits for the Epstein-Barr mononucleosis, herpes, measles, and other similar viruses like that. And when he was doing research in the laboratory, he also had to create healthy cells to see what it would take to keep that cell healthy. So he was working with vitamin C and A and E and different minerals as well. When he was able to give those cells the optimal amount of nutrients and the right levels and the right balances, those cells would actually stay healthy indefinitely. So he would give that cell a flu virus or a monovirus, but when it was provided, but the mono didn't last because the cell was protected with the optimal amount of nutrients at different levels. When he was doing research in the laboratory, he realized he was feeling tired. He was just doing all this work to create these amazing test kits that his health was deteriorating. He asked one of his assistants to go to a health food store or a pharmacy to get some vitamins to give his body the extra nutrients. When they came back with I don't know what the product was, not the story, but when they came back, he looked at the bottle and he was like, this doesn't make any sense. If I use this amount of vitamin C, A, different trace minerals, the cells will be dead. It would never keep that cell healthy. So again, it really shows the importance of if you can give your bodies the optimal amounts at optimal levels. And again, it's very true, there are toxic levels, but there are also very safe levels. The safe levels that will give our bodies and cells what it needs to thrive, that you can't get from food alone. And it would take, gosh, pounds of chicken, 3 or 4 eggs a day, pounds of spinach for vitamin E, 3 or 4 oranges in order to, if you were just to get these nutrients from food alone. You can certainly try, but it overloads your stomach and just really not really possible. So it's ultimately incorporating a very high nutritional product. It can be a good way to just give our bodies the next nutritional insurance. There's, I believe it's Dr. Balls Fry from the Oregon State University, Linus Pauling Institute says that a good nutritional product can be just a good source, a good insurance policy for your health. It's, as I said, it's virtually impossible to get the optimal amount of nutrients from food from alone. But if you can, for a couple dollars, literally a couple dollars a day or so, $1, $2 a day or so, you can give your body the nutrients it needs at the optimal level that it comes to thrive. And that's what there's research done all over the world when it comes to what it takes to keep our bodies and cells healthy. So like I mentioned, you can get by, but who really wants to get by? And a lot of times, we don't even know what our bodies are capable of until we realize, wow, I cut sugar out, or I'm taking these vitamins, or I'm taking certain vitamins that I really didn't notice I needed, but I feel so much better. So simple things like incorporating a very high quality nutritional product that it can't get from food alone can be a really good insurance policy. And okay, back to what do you look for? You go to the foods, to your GNC or vitamin shop, or even just online, like you see thousands of ads and people saying, oh, I have the best product. I have the best product. My product has this technology and that technology, which is all great and good. But ultimately, it's important to know what to look for when it comes to a nutritional product. Does it have, for number one, formulation? Does it have the bare minimum wage? I'm just going to use the term minimum wage amount of nutrients just to get by. A lot of times the one-a-days and the Centrum, let me use the word, the Centrum, one-a-days and the very basic products, they're just going to have the very bare minimum amount of nutrients, which certainly could not keep your cell healthy. It's really not possible to keep your cell healthy with the minimum wage formulation. And okay, cool. So it just has that formulation. What do I know is good? It's a little bit more than the RDA level. That's important. So if it has just says like 50% of RDA or 100% of RDA, which one? It can be overwhelming, but it's also important to know, will that product break down? Even if it says, oh, it has 200% of vitamin C or vitamin D, or again, going over, there are, for the most part, vitamins B, C, and I believe are both water soluble. So our body is going to use what it needs, and then it's going to excrete, whether it's through urine, feces, what it doesn't need as well. So you want to make sure it's really highly formulated to provide the nutrition and our bodies and cells need. In a moment or so, I'll be able to pull out a book that I have here, the Comparative Guide to Nutritional Products, that goes over 1,600 nutritional products based on their formulation, their purity, their potency, and their bioavailability as well. I apologize about that. So when you want to look for the formulation, does it have higher amounts than what you'd see in a traditional over-the-counter product? Or as I said, a lot of times, even the one-a-days or the Centrums, they're made by pharmaceutical companies. It's the nature of the beast. Most of their money-making products, the pharmaceutical companies, are drugs and medical devices. So their concentration is not keeping the body healthy. It's really after the fact. So I, for the most part, ideally stay away from a lot of those products I see a lot of commercials for, because that means that the company is spending money for the commercial, not as much for the research when it comes to science behind the products and so forth. So like I said, formulation is important. Does it have an optimal, and for example as well, the calcium and magnesium. I was speaking to someone earlier today about the importance of calcium and magnesium together in the right levels. There's so many reports of different good things about calcium and bad things about calcium. But calcium, our body needs it. It also needs magnesium and vitamin D. Too much calcium in the body can be a concern. But if you balance out calcium and magnesium together. That means it's less of a minimal or less of a chance that there's going to be a concern for toxicity, because the magnesium there helps the calcium get to the right places, but not toxic overload of calcium. So that can be a concern as well. So, like I said, formulation is important. Are there science behind it? Is it a science-based company? What's the manufacturing? Unfortunately, many companies don't even manufacture their own products. So I've actually seen ads for this, where it's like for $60 or a certain amount of money, I can have my own white label nutritional line, and that means it'll be manufactured in a plant. I don't know where it is, but this plant will be making 30 other companies' products. So the company that I'm like, oh, I want to do this, I have no oversight of the raw materials. Are they clean? Are they pure? Are they potent? Are they tested? A good company, and the company that I've actually been with for a little over 17 years now, when the raw materials go into the laboratory, they actually go through 900 different tests to ensure the ingredients are pure, potent, and bioavailable, and there's no impurities. There's never going to be any impurity. If there's any microcosm of any teeny tiny amount that can be a concern, it's actually going to be thrown out. They're getting their money back, and they're starting from scratch. Even if it comes to losing money, not a concern. They don't care about that. They're going to get their money back. They're going to start from scratch and make sure that the products are clean and pure. So as I said, formulation is key. As a science-based, is there research behind it? Ideally, you want to see if there's some research. The really good nutritional companies do a ton of research. Almost more. There's actually coming to be a line or area where nutraceutical and pharmaceutical are kind of coming together, but not completely. Nutraceutical helps support the body, and pharmaceutical is more reactive based. But the new companies go through extensive research. They'll go through a double-blind placebo-controlled study to ensure that the product that's going to be pure is potent, and it's going to have a good effect on the body. With a good product, you'll actually notice that people's blood markers will improve. I remember I used to know someone, 6-7 years or so ago, he was taking a product to clear up his skin for acne, and with that product, unfortunately, there's liver concerns in the back end that can happen if you have overload of too much of that pill. But because he was taking a liver support product, he was able to. His liver is awesome. So the really high end companies, almost like the high end cars, have a lot of research behind it to support different body functions. They also have partnerships with research universities, like I mentioned earlier, that'll back up the research behind the products. Because ideally, ultimately, our health and well-being is our most important asset, more important than anything. If we don't have our health, we're not going to be able to utilize our gifts and abilities with the world. We're not going to be able to, perform on the job. If we work, you might get tired. Your boss is like, "Why are you falling asleep?" You might not be able to concentrate in a meeting, whatever the situation is. So supporting your health, even if it's for less than $2 a day or so, can make a huge difference in it. And to kind of get off on the tangent there, but like I mentioned, and I express high goals all the time, is that supporting a health and doing the basic things can make a big difference. So like I said, a real high-end company, there are many of them, but most of them now are doing a lot of research behind the products with other research institutions to back it up. So it's not just in-house research, it's research with other third parties that they're utilizing their labs, they're giving grants to make sure, oh yeah, this is an awesome product, this is working before it even comes to market. So it's not a guessing game. There's a ton of research that supports the importance of getting our bodies, as it's at the optimal amount in the right forms to support our health. So, like I mentioned, formulation is essential. Is there science behind it? And just like any other purchase, what are other people's experience? If you go to a restaurant, you know, it's like you want my nose one. Have you been there? They had a great experience with Joe Smith, the waiter, or Mary, the waiter. So you want to see other people's experiences to make sure that it's going to be clean, it's pure, and it's certainly going to work as well. So that's really important to make sure that, as I said, the formulation is pure, it's potent. It is. There's a lot of science behind it. Can the company back it up? And also, as I said, manufacturing. What good is a product if there's a ton of research? So really, a sexy appeal to it, just the way it is. But if it's not pure and potent and it doesn't break down in the body, our body doesn't absorb it in the right forms, you're kind of wasting money. So from that perspective too, with the good products, it'll ideally break down in your body within 20 to 30 minutes. If it doesn't break down within 20 to 30 minutes, it's going to go out the same way it came looking in. Which is disgusting, but many nurses have said that bedpan bullets, certain nutritional products go out the same way it came in, coming in, and it's basically bedpan bullets. So like I said, formulation is important, science behind it. Can it break down? Is it pure? It's potent. It's going to break down. Our body's going to utilize it. Our cells are going to absorb it. Many times people notice the difference now. They feel probably within 5 or 10 minutes with a higher quality product. They'll notice the difference in their energy, clarity, focus, and overall well-being as well. Just from a basic, but a very high quality multivitamin and mineral. It's like, wow, this is pretty cool. I didn't know that I could feel better, but almost like a fog has been lifted above their head. So those are some basic things to look for. Like I said, from the nutritional technology perspective, over the past, say, 5 to 7 years or so, I believe, scientists, I'm not a scientist, but I know a scientist, they really learn how to tap into the body's ability to create endogenous antioxidants. So, for instance, we can get antioxidants from an orange or an apple or fruits or peach, whatever. And you get them, that's great. Or you get the antioxidants from a nutritional product, and there's, say, 200 milligrams of vitamin C, and that's all you're getting. But with a certain combination of antioxidants and phytonutrients, you can actually tap into the body's ability to tap into basically there's cell signaling. So there's certain pathways. NRF2 is a very popular one. Many people talk about, and by tapping into that and turning it on, you you can actually activate it and create basically 10 or 100 times more vitamin C than you would have gotten from the 100 milligrams. For example, there's another product. It's designed to support liver health. There's no vitamin C in the product, but there's no glutathione in it. But with this combination, it's actually able to activate the body's ability to increase vitamin C in it, even though there's no vitamin C, and has to increase glutathione levels because it taps into certain cell signaling pathways to support immune health, detoxification processes, liver health, kidney health. I've even heard prostate health. It's really amazing. So by tapping into certain cell signaling pathways, you can actually hack the body. Like, oh wow, I didn't know this was possible. But by a 1 + 1 = 3, or even a 1 + 1 = 5 scenario, but by these ingredients synergistically working together, can do amazing things. And this is where a lot of the research is going. It's a lot of the research of, this is the new areas, in a sense, some form of anti-aging, where you can just create all the antioxidants and the body's ability to do this, create a healthy lifespan. There's actually patents behind it, behind this. And this is, there's a couple different companies that do this. The one I personally have worked with for 17 years has a patent behind it. It activates cell signaling pathways and the body's ability to support a healthy lifespan. It's amazing. It's a lot of research behind it. So, like all other purchases, okay, what is this, Chris? Chris guy's sitting here. It's important to do your research. The same way, you go to, buy a car or you're buying a house or any other, purchase that's important to you. You want to make sure that it's working. It is going to work. Or am I just going to Costco, put my hand up, picking out, vitamin C, this looks interesting. I'll pick it up and hope for the best. Is that company that's making that product, are they making 50 other lines of products, toilet paper, cups, and many other things? Or is that company committed to supporting health and well-being, our body's health and well-being? Is there research behind it as well? So, like I said, it's really important to do your research, because it's our body, this is our health. And when we give our body the nutrients it needs that it can't get from food alone to thrive at certain levels, we can feel so much better. We can feel really amazing. It's so cool. I've had people say it. I've experienced it myself. I skip a day if I take product, and if you take products later in the day than you used to, like, whoa, I didn't realize I could feel so much better. So it's very possible. And again, no promises. It's illegal to make any claims and promises, but there are ways to really supporting our body's health and well-being. Tap into certain cell signaling pathways, mTOR and NRF2 and others to support healthy detoxification, immune health, and so forth. This is the book that I was actually just referring to, the Comparative Guide to Nutritional Products. Dr. Lyle McWilliam has been making this similar books for the past 10 or 12 years or so, and he in addition to, I believe it's 12 other research scientists, experts in nutrition, create a blended standard, and they rank 1,600 nutritional products based on their purity, their potency, their formulation, and bioavailable. So anything from your one-a-days to many direct selling brands, or in here a 1 to 5-star rating. In order to attain the 5-star rating, you not only have to have an amazing product, but you have to agree to have your product shipped out to a third-party lab to test it out. So if I say my products are great, it might be, but like with anything, you want to have the third-party back to back it up. This is amazing third-party research. I also recommend consumerlab.com. It's amazing. It's a great site, and there are different aspects to it. You can see what products pass it, what products don't, and it's just third party, so they don't have any vested interest in a specific company. But in order to ensure that products they're pure, they're clean, there's no funky ingredients that'll cause a concern, consumerlab.com is another great resource as well. Another interesting thing is athletes put their bodies in the line. They might train for 3.5 years for a 10-second race in the Olympics, or a 50-second race if you're a sprinter or a 400-meter sprinter. So they put the whole bodies in training on the line. It takes a lot for them to trust their product. It's not easy, because if they test negative, or if there's a banned substance, even like a minute amount of a banned substance, they can be kicked out of the Olympics. All of that training is for nothing. But in order for Olympic athletes and other organizations to trust their product, it says a lot, because they don't want to go through so much training and then to have it go to waste because of something that they might have taken. There's actually been instances where an athlete had like a headache, and he had like a Motrin or Sudafed or something, and there's just a funky banned substance in there. He had it, was drug tested the next day, and because of that Sudafed, he was kicked out of the Olympics. It sucks. He's like, I didn't take anything but the Sudafed. So Olympic organizations, sport organizations are very strict as well. So you want to see, like, kind of these athletes. If you're an athlete, you want to make sure you can take it. You want to make sure it's safe. So those are some of the main important things to look for, as I said. There's formulation. Is it formulated up and above what the RDAs? RDAs really, I wouldn't even touch that anymore. I wouldn't give a baby or my niece or nephew RDA, because that's very bare minimum. And we want to thrive. We want to be active. We want to have a vibrant life. We want to be able to enjoy it as much as possible, and our people, our friends and loved ones around us. But above RDA, we want to make sure the science behind it. Can the company back up the research? Where's it manufactured? Is it manufactured in-house? If it's in-house, that means that it's on property. They can guarantee and they can make sure that there's no funky ingredients. They test raw ingredients when they come in. There's no cross spilling, no spoilage. Formulation, as it's important. The Canada product guarantee is pure, as potent, bio available within the body as well, and experiences, and again science. There's really some simple things to look for. If anyone is looking for a specific recommendations, I'd be happy to share some. If I don't have a specific answer, I'd be happy to find a resource for you which helps out. And I'm just going to open up the book here. Again, there's about 4 or 5 companies that have received the top rating, and I'll share what it is here. USANA Health Sciences has the 5-star rating, platinum rating, one of the top ratings, and as I said, it's really not easy to get that. You have to agree to have your products sent out, have it tested in a third-party lab. Blueberry Health Sciences is one of the top ones as well. Douglas Labs is another very popular company. A lot of times, medical providers, chiropractors, nutritionists use Douglas Labs. Rejuvenation, Blueberry Labs, Nucleotide, and certain others. Like I said, it's kind of like the consumer reports, but for nutritional products, and our bodies are worth it, and our health is worth it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll touch you guys soon. Thanks a lot.